Hey guys, Justin here from Simplified Investing. I hope you guys are all having a great weekend. As you can tell from the title of this video, this will be our weekly watch list video that we do put together, as well as doing a market breakdown. That being said, the 5 plays this week, the first one being Roku, second one being MRNA, third one being Facebook, fourth one being Apple, and then the fifth one being SAVA. Hope you guys all have a great week, and if you are interested in joining our private team to get our course alerts and more, feel free to check out SimplifiedInvesting.com today. And if you did enjoy this video, if you could give it a thumbs up and subscribe, it would be greatly appreciated. Hope you guys again are having a great weekend and look forward to trading with the team tomorrow. Thanks. So, getting things started for those of you who have watched our previous videos or any of our past watch list videos in general, first thing we like to do is break down the market, see what we can expect for the market within the coming week, and then moving on from that, breaking down the markets, then going into breaking down the 5 plays for the week. The proxy that I use personally for the market is going to be SPY. It's going to be the S&P 500 index. As you can tell here on Friday, we did hit an all-time high at 440.30. Failed to close over that 440 whole dollar region here on Friday. But again, looking very strong here on the market. Continued higher high trend here, even after people are calling the top here off of this 437 rejection. Continue making highs here. Strong reversal off of this 425 support region. If we do get a bigger pullback here in the coming week, expecting this to be that bottom region. Again, that's the cup breakout that we had back here in 622. It broke out here actually in 624. Breakout of this region. Super strong support at 425.44. If we do get some weakness here this week, expecting that to hold up here as a key pivotal region on the daily chart. Now, as for what I'm seeing on this week, we did get a breakout here over this 437.61 region before we had this breakdown. Again, drawing these levels as key visualizations, great helper here. Basically 437.50, breaking through, strength here on Friday. But again, anytime you are at all-time highs, you do have to resort to intraday levels. One intraday level that I'm going to be watching here tomorrow for a continued upside move on SPY will be that 440 region. Again, anytime you're looking at an index, a lot of times you'll notice that the most amount of volume that you do get is going to be at half dollar and whole dollar regions. Whole dollar region here at 440 on SPY, expecting some sellers at this region. We can see here in the after hours, we are getting some pullback here on the bid and ask, down about 70 cents, so nothing major. But again, looking very strong here on SPY, continued higher highs at all-time highs. Do have to resort to intraday levels to find those ideal setups and those ideal regions to watch to get a better judgment and understanding of where we are going with the S&P 500 index. Now, the first one that we're going to play, one that we had great success on Friday, Roku. First thing we look for, volume. We're getting volume here. Trading almost 11.2 million shares here on Friday, compared to that normal range around 2 million. So 6x, 6 times the normal amount of volume, hitting our first checklist here, breaking out of this cup formation base over 463. Now what we watch for next for a 500 run here on this is a 485 breakout here. If we do get a breakout over 485, I do think we have enough strength here to see 500 on this on the daily chart. Looking very strong here, just waiting on that confirmation over 485. For that continued upside move. Liking the volume here on this one. Extremely strong day, pushing up 12% here on Friday. Great intraday scalp setups on this with abnormal volume. We'll be watching this to take this intraday here if we can get that 485 breakout with that potential to hit 500 here within the coming week. But again, Roku, such a strong day here, trading 6 times the normal amount of volume, so checking that off as an abnormal volume mover. Now let's see tomorrow if we can get volume continuation on this and a further run to the upside here with potential to see 500 on this within the coming week. If we do zoom out and let's go to the daily chart actually, or the weekly. Again, very strong here. We do have earnings coming up, but that's not till 8/4, so you don't have to worry about that if you are playing weeklies this week. But again, that 485 region will be that key pivotal zone here on Roku for a continued upside move with earnings and propel through that $500 region. Again, looking very strong. We'll watch and wait for continuation on this one tomorrow for a scalp opportunity intraday. The second one that we've also been playing a lot lately is going to be MRNA, pushing to all-time highs here. Again, still seeing some abnormal volume on this one. Super volatile. These option contract prices are pushing near 120% IV, so keep that in mind if you are looking at this. The premiums are very, very expensive, but it is very volatile and very strong. So don't let the IV scare you away from a position because we are getting that volatility on this. Just use position sizing and account management and risk management to your advantage so you can size that according to your risk tolerance. As for what I'm seeing here on Moderna, basically on the daily chart here, we get this gap up on 720 facing a huge sell region at that 330 high. Then we're forming this cup breakout here. We're finally breaking out over that 340 high here that we saw with those sellers. Now we're continued higher highs here. I'm watching this over 350. I honestly think if we can get that volume continuation and strength and momentum to the upside, this does have potential to hit that $400 region. Great trend mover. Trading very heavy volume here. One thing to note, 8/5 market earnings report before market open. Lots of earnings within the next 2 weeks, so keep that in mind. Also, when you are looking at those option premium prices, they are going to be very expensive, but Moderna, very strong. Watching this over 350 here with potential to see 400 on this. Support below at this 330 or 331.35 level. If we do get a pullback here on Moderna, we'll be watching this as a bounce region intraday for a level to watch to hold from that breakdown to the downside. The third play, one that's going to be very strong too, QQQ, SPY, all of them pushing to all-time highs. You can expect all those large cap techs to be doing the same. Same things with Facebook, Apple, Microsoft, all of them, Snapchat, Twitter, all pushing towards all-time highs. So Facebook getting this big gap move here. The main reason for this 5% day here on Friday is going to be from a price target increase. And basically what we're seeing here is we do look at this 357.47 horizontal resistance region. We finally break out of this after this consolidation zone. Always draw these levels as visualization so it's easier for you to see and easier for you to recognize these levels going forward. Now, if we are looking at Facebook here, we push up on 628, get rejected here, retest here on 7.6, a failed cup potential move, and then we retest this on 7.13. Gap, breakthrough, trading about 35 or 33 million shares here, compared to that normal range around 16 million. So about 2 times the normal amount of volume that we did see here on Friday for Facebook. You can expect that after a big price target increase. The one level that I want to watch here, we are at all-time highs, so you do have to resort to intraday levels, but 375.33 looks to be where those sellers were at on Friday. Take profit region here on Facebook as we are pulling back from that level. Going forward on Monday, we'll be watching if we can break that 375 region, potential to hit 380. Beautiful gap move here off of this consolidation with these sellers, finally breaking those sellers with those bids and abnormal volume, trading 2x the normal amount of volume. Liking this one to the upside here. We'll be waiting on that 375 breakout with potential for 380 on this coming week for Facebook here. The fourth one that I'm currently waiting on for confirmation, but liking the setup, potential cup breakout formation here. The confirmation I'm waiting on is going to be that 150 breakout here. We did see a lot of sellers on 715 at that 150 region. Again, $half, whole dollar region, with that whole dollar region being at 150. A lot of sells on this. I want to see that breakout here of that 150 region. We do have earnings on 727. So if you are looking into Apple, take that into consideration. Earnings do have a great impact on the stock price movement as well as the option premium pricing. I personally want to see this over 150 with volume and volatility for me to calculate the risk of taking on this position with that increased implied volatility on those option contracts for the earnings report. So again, waiting on that 150 breakout here will be confirmation on Apple. We do have that support below at this region at 147. If we do get a pullback, expecting a bounce at that 147 support within the coming week. Last one that's looking very, very strong here. Again, not one that's trading a huge amount of abnormal volume, but SAVA. Pushing towards all-time highs here. Kind of a quiet mover. Not many people having this on their radar. SAVA Sciences, very strong day. Let's draw some visualization levels. We are breaking out over that all-time high here at this one, I believe it's about 117 region. Breaking out, you can see this level holding relevance here on, what was that, 721. We did get a push through, a false breakout, pulling back, and then we held that as a support region here, and then we also held that as a support region on Friday. So again, holding this 117 support level as a region on Thursday and Friday. Watching this over 130, I do think it's a very volatile mover. Not trading weeklies, it does only have monthlies, but we can see if we can get that volatility and that momentum squeeze on this to trade those monthlies if we can calculate that risk to reward on the stock price movement. Key here, 130 breakout, that's what I'm going to be watching. Support down here very, very strong at 117. If we do get a pullback on this, expecting a bounce region at that 117 level, waiting on 130 breakout for a continuation to the upside here. That being said, that wraps up our 5 plays for the week. If you did enjoy this, if you could give it a thumbs up and subscribe, it would be greatly appreciated. If you are interested in checking out our private team, feel free to check out simplified-investing.com today. We would love to have you guys on board. Enjoy.